that stop letting your staff overwhelm you. Connected to with this is, today I would like to share that besides letting your staff overwhelm you, you should stop acting as if you are managing you. My friends, telling staff how to handle the boss is admirable, but it doesn't completely solve one of the greatest unappreciated ironies of the boss versus bossed. This dynamic is very difficult. It's like that. A lot of managers assume that their staff should be exactly like them in behavior, in enthusiasm, in intelligence, and most especially in how they apply their brain power. You can't blame them. Sometimes I think that if I was a super boss of a huge industry with far too many employees, I will fill my institution, my organization with my clones only. But I also think, along with this thought, at the same time, I know that the clones don't create diversity. In any organization which is got to be effective in achieving synergy and evolving with time, moving pace with the time, you need to have voices, different voices. You need to have different mindset, different personalities in a proper mix, and then only you function perfectly. And to handle this, I've read somewhere, and it's a very good, it's called the golden rule fallacy. You must have all heard about this, where the boss, he thinks that he's perfectly fine and he is the ultimate in everything, and he expects, or he boss would like to be treated same way that the boss is treating others. My friend, I like it when people treat me this way. Therefore, I will never treat everyone else this way. I'll give you example of my friend. He was heading an institution and perfect. He used to always full of instructions to everybody. But the moment anybody comes to me with some idea, because he was a great debater in his life and he was convinced that whatever he is saying, what he was thinking, that's perfect and it doesn't require any amendment. And he was doing well also. So he had a reason to believe. But the point was, if anybody walked up to him with any kind of suggestion, any kind of new idea, he will debate it and shoot him down. He will convince that he has logically talked about the idea and the issue. Now he needn't worry about it. But ultimately what happens? The employee or the person or the subordinate who has brought the idea, he feels disgusted, dejected, because he has just been blown away by the boss, and he goes back disheartened. I used to meet him very frequently. When I pointed out this to my friend, that the heated debate, because it played to his strengths, he said he agreed and said, I like it when people do that for me, mix it up and argue. I said, that's nice, but they aren't you. He said, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with me expressing an opinion and someone else experiencing his or her opinion, and we have a healthy debate? And I love that. Ultimately, I convinced them. I said, this is not true. That's a problem, I said. Sometimes your debating style, words, particularly with people who enjoy arguing both sides of every issue, and don't back down from the verbal jousting. If everybody on your staff was like this, behaves this way, you wouldn't have a problem ever. Unfortunately, 99% of your team is not like you are telling or you expect your staff to be. Your one success is not being replicated with anyone else. Why? Because the single exceptional employee is just like you. If one odd person agrees with you all the time and appreciates with you, but actually what is happening for those one or two personalities who always agrees with you and praise you, ultimately you are not managing you, my friend. You are not managing you. This line hit home. And suddenly he got it. He saw that he was operating under a bogus assumption that what was good for him was good for everyone else. He understood. My friend, from that moment on, my friend, improvement was visible. There was a visible improvement in him. He paid close attention to his debating urges, and he stifled them when they put his staff at a huge disadvantage. He apologized to everybody for his mistakes in his past and promised to do better in the future. He routinely invited people to voice their opinions in all meetings, and thought once, twice, three times before challenging their ideas or bringing down their ideas. He gave a very patient hearing. Nothing wrong with challenging people. My friend, his goal was to open the dialogue, not become a doormat for every silly opinion. He followed up with the people, reminding that he was trying to improve in this area. Lastly, he asked them for suggestions that could help him get even better. What a tremendous change! He had just stopped acting as if he was managing himself. But let me tell you, my friend, it didn't happen. This change, it didn't happen overnight. These transformations require time to take hold, with the people assessing you after they have been successful following a particular mindset. For changing, they got to be convinced first. A friend of mine once told me about her boss and his obsession with documentation. He had been trained as a lawyer, someone who was slavishly devoted to evidence and paperwork and perfectly maintained files. When he started his marketing consulting business, he did not abandon his fondness for paper. He still saved everything. This was fine, except he expected everyone else to be as obsessed with retaining documents as he was. He would call meetings during which everyone knew he would haul or some ancient letter and memos as evidence to chastise someone for letting things fall through the cracks. I interpreted this behavior as typically wrong head management, classic golden rule fallacy at work. This great entrepreneur overlooked the fact that as owner of the company, he had access to so many and all the documents where his subordinates did not. He did not appreciate that he was instigating a fight that only he could win. He loved documents and documentation and wrongly assumed everyone else did too. See it once and you begin to see it everywhere. My friend, by all means, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But realize that It doesn't apply in all instances in management. If you manage your people the way you want to be managed, you are forgetting one thing, and that is you are not managing you. My friend, stop acting as if you are managing you. Thank you very much.